Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. An Innocent Heart. Episode 4. Chapter 40. Zane. I was in my room getting dressed when I felt sudden pain shoot through my chest like someone stabbing me through the heart. I felt a chill run down my spine and all of a sudden Hunter cried out mate. He thrashed like a crazed beast trying to take control over me and come out. I started getting different mind links from Alex, Matt, and Catherine. All I could hear was hope. Matt, what is it? Where is she? I mind linked him as I raced downstairs as fast as I could. As soon as I reached the foyer, the smell of blood hit me. I saw a crowd gathered outside and 3 dead rogue bodies on the ground. One of them is the filthy rogue that spoke up about the Blue Moon Pack. Matt and some other warriors were in their wolf form. My mom is hugging Catherine while they both sobbed. I kept looking around at the scene in front of me but couldn't hear any sounds. It was as if my soul had been detached from my body. I staggered back in fear of what might have happened to her. Where is she? My mind and body finally connected and kicked into overdrive. I rushed through the crowd trying to find her. How could this happen? I heard her mother cry out. Where is she? I wailed as all I saw was fear and misery on the faces around me. Zane, she's in the hospital, Kyle said with the look of sadness all over his face. I lounged forward, running as fast as I can with everything in me. I ran like a maniac, like my life depended on it. My life does depend on it. If she isn't okay. Alex stops his car by me. My father was sitting in the back. He gripped my shoulder but didn't say anything. Kyle speeds by us in his car with Catherine and Mom. Get in, Alex says. What happened? She was attacked. My blood went cold. Please be okay, I kept saying to myself. By who? All I could think of was murder. One of the rogues from the dungeon. How did she get in there? All I wanted right then was to get to her and make sure she was okay. She didn't, they got out, Alex answered. I looked at him shocked. Someone let them out, I thought to myself. 3 of them were killed, the rest were captured and taken back down to the dungeon. My dad interjects. Is she okay? I asked desperately. They both stayed quiet. Is she okay? I growled out a loud cry. Brian said she's not awake. A loud pained growl escaped my throat. Before the car even stopped, I opened the door and jumped out. Where is she? I roared as I ran into the hospital looking around for anyone. My heart clenched as soon as I was hit by her scent. I need to see her. Where is she? I looked around like a lunatic and started following her faint scent. Alpha, please calm down, one of the doctors told me. I grabbed him by his coat collar and lifted him off the ground. You better not be telling me to calm down when I don't know where she is or what's wrong with her. I was about to throw him across the reception area, but Alex and my father pried him out of my grip. A few other doctors and nurses came rushing over. The reception was full of pack members, all here for my baby. Alpha, he meant no disrespect, please, we're trying to help your mate, another female doctor cried out. Follow me, I'll take you to her room, but please prepare yourself, she's still unconscious. I stormed down the hallway after the doctor. My heart sank. The closer I got to her room, the stronger her scent. I barely noticed her parents, my parents, and some of her friends gathered outside her room while there were 2 doctors and a nurse inside. Zane, Emily rushed over. I could tell she had been crying. I walked by and yanked the door open. Finally, there she was sleeping on the hospital bed. My heart fell and I froze for a second when I saw the nurse bandaging her head and neck. I came over to her side and took her hand. Electric shocks ran through me as I shook her hand gently, trying to wake her up. Hunter howled out in pain aggressively when she did not respond. She looked so pale but so beautiful, like she always did. I ran my hand through her hair, put my head on her chest, inhaling her scent and listening to her heartbeat. The doctors let me be. I guess they knew better than to mess with me right now. One of them spoke with caution. Alpha, I will be outside when you're ready, take your time, she said before they left me alone with my baby. I dragged the chair quietly near her bed so I could keep holding her hand. I kept calling her name to try and calm myself down, for now. I don't know how much time had passed by when Brian and Catherine walked in along with my parents. Her mom looked like a mess, her eyes were swollen and it looked like she had no color. She hugged her daughter as she sobbed. Catherine, you have to stay strong, the doctor said. She is unconscious and she will wake up. I tore myself away from her and walked out to the hallway where one of the doctor was sitting waiting for me. I stood in front of her with my hands shoved in my pockets. Tell me, my voice sounded almost broken. My father and Brian were by my side. Alpha, let's go to my office. We can. I cut her off. Tell me here, I demanded. She took a deep breath. Okay. Your mate is unconscious due to trauma to the skull. We are about to take her down to the reading room for a CT scan just to make sure the brain has not been injured. She would have healed a lot faster if she had been in touch with her wolf. But according to what I have here, she's not of age yet, she said, looking down at a file in her hand. I asked the only question that I needed to know. How did she hurt her skull? I asked in a low, menacing voice, though I felt a dangerous anger pump through my veins. Alpha, your mate has suffered a heavy blow to the head. Someone hit her, this wasn't an accident. I turned around to my father and Brian. Make sure she's taken care of until I get back, I said, before I stormed out of the hospital with one thing on my mind: revenge. I heard Brian call my name but didn't stop, all I could see was blood. I'll take you up there, Matt called after me. He knew where I was headed. I ran down the dungeon stairs and grabbed two of the security guards. How did the rogues get out? I snarled at them. Alpha, please, we just got here. We weren't on duty when it happened. I tossed them aside and walked past them. Matt, get me the guards that were here when the rogues got out. Where are they? Zane, calm down. They're already locked in Dad's office and I have someone outside the door watching them, he yelled. I moved quickly and slammed a rogue on the ground while I pressed my foot into his neck. Which one of you is going to tell me what happened? I sneered. Please, please, I'll talk, the little peesh cried out. I kicked him hard. Talk. A she-wolf let us all out. She said she would let us go free if we killed your mate. Rage and vengeance flooded through my entire body. So you were all involved in this? Yes, please forgive me, I will follow your orders, he cried. I grabbed another rogue and slammed his head against the brick wall. Blood gushed out of his head. He whimpered and screamed. I opened my jaw and bit down hard into his neck with a howl, then dropped his lifeless body. One after the other they all fell dead except for the one talking. I needed him for a while longer. I threw him in his cell and walked towards the guards. If he gets out, you're both dead. All kinds of thoughts were fogging my concentration. I stormed straight to my father's office. My father was already in there waiting for me. He was sitting behind his desk and the guards that were on duty stand in front. I mind link Alex, bring Ethan to me, the head of security, to the Alpha's office now. I want to see him. How did the rogues get out? I sneered at them. Alpha, I apologize, I don't know what to say. Say the truth. How were the rogues able to get out of their cells, leave the dungeon and attack my mate while you two were supposed to be guarding? I shouted and stood in front of him. We left our post. His voice trembled. Just then Alex and Ethan walked in. Why, where did you go? I asked, trying hard not to tear their eyes out. Alpha, we. Spit it out. I demand. My father watched but didn't interfere. We were distracted by a she-wolf. She came on to us, and I already know the answer to my next question, but I had to hear him say it. What she-wolf? I asked through gritted teeth. He paused for a second. Crystal, I can already see her begging for her useless life before I kill her. I turned towards Ethan. Ethan, you're in charge of security, right? Yes, Alpha. He puts his head down. So how did 7 rogues end up roaming around in our territory and in my mate's house? I roared. I don't know what to say, Alpha. Whoever planned this was careful. I swear my loyalty is to you. I would never betray the Alpha family. Then prove it. Do your job. Matt, take them all down to the dungeon and lock them up. You can stay there until I'm ready to deal with you. Alex, hunt down Crystal and bring her to my office. Zane. Anger, hatred, and vengeance took over me. I'm going to snap her neck. My blood boiled. How dare that plan to have Hope killed? When everyone leaves the office, my father walks over from behind his desk and approaches me carefully. Son, Hope needs you. His words almost break me. I need her. I have to get to the bottom of this. My voice comes out hoarse. I have to get to the bottom of this for her sake and for the sake of my sanity. I know. He paused and took a deep breath. The doctor said she's still in the reading room getting a CT scan. I need to go over there. Catherine and Brian need all the support they can get now. I nod my head and walk out, feeling numb. I can hear my father's footsteps behind me. My hands and clothes have dried rogue blood on them. I feel like bad. Like I failed her. I should have been able to keep her safe. Just this morning I had her in my bed. Dad and I enter my office. I walk to my desk and grab the picture of Hope off my desk. She looks so peaceful, the same way she looked laying in the hospital bed. I kept staring at her picture. It was almost like my body was absorbing her every little feature. She really is exquisite, one of a kind. She is an angel, and right now I feel like I'm Satan. The more I stared at her picture, the angrier I felt, imagining the pain she probably went through. I put the picture down reluctantly when I heard a knock at my door. I started walking towards the door and opened it myself. You wanted to see me, Crystal says, smiling. I grab her by her hair and push her in. She screams, but I couldn't care less. Alex follows and shuts the door closed. Why are you doing this? She cried out. How dare you plan to kill your Luna? She remained still. You a good-for-nothing pack, try and have your Luna killed. I sneered at her. I had nothing to do with it. She screams, looking like a crazy. I mind link Matt to bring the rogue and the 2 guards that were on duty to my office. Lower your voice when in the presence of your Alpha. How dare you yell in his face? Dad's voice echoes off the walls and he cowers back. I always knew you were around with two men at the same time for your plan to work, well that just puts you at another level of filth. She looks at me dumbfounded. I have no idea what you're talking about and you never minded me before Little Miss Perfect came along. If it wasn't for the situation I would have laughed at her trying to play innocent, but she did call Hope perfect and for that I chose not to skin her at the moment. When Crystal saw Matt walk in with the rogue and two guards, her face paled. I turned to face them. Is this the she-wolf that plotted with you to kill my mate? I ask, pointing at her. The rogue lifts his head up and takes a quick look at her. Yes, that's her. Crystal starts yelling at him, but that only fueled my father's anger. Shut up. I turned towards the two guards. Is this the she-wolf who you abandoned your post? Of course they both answered yes. I was about to snap her neck, but my father spoke first. We are known for being the strongest pack. We can't have weak men who would jeopardize our safety. I hope she was worth it because you are both no longer members of this pack. My father growled out at them. They started begging for forgiveness, but Dad raised his hand up for them to be quiet. Exile is the punishment for what you two failures did, and death is the punishment for plotting to have someone murdered, especially in Alpha Luna. My father glared at Crystal as he spoke. She screamed and tried to run out, but I sighed at her silly attempt to flee and grabbed her. Enjoy, I said before snapping her neck and biting down into her flesh. Hunter roared out in victory as I threw her body down to the ground and wiped my mouth. Matt, escort them off our territory in an hour. That's all the time they have to pack, and Alex take the rogue back to his cell. My father stepped over the body and patted my shoulder. Come on, let's go. I grabbed some tissue paper and walked out of my office towards my car. Dad drove us to the hospital. You should have showered first. I'll shower later, I need to see her first. We walked through the reception with everyone's eyes watching me as I wiped blood off my hands and mouth. Hope was still not in her room. Where is she? I asked my mother. I was starting to panic again. They're bringing her up now. Catherine is with her, my mother assured me. She looked a little startled as she took in my appearance. I walked inside the bathroom and washed my hands and face clean from the blood. Just as I was finished, I heard the doctors bringing Hope in. I held my breath and walked out. They were about to move her from the stretcher to the bed. I'll move her, I said, and they quickly moved away from her. Euphoric electric waves ran through my body as my skin touched hers. I picked Hope up very carefully, making sure her head was stable, and placed her down slowly on the hospital bed. I couldn't for the life of me look away from her. I placed my hand over the bandage on her neck. It's on her marking spot. I hadn't noticed before. It's on the spot where I'm supposed to mark her. I hadn't noticed that before because of the rage I was in. Did that try to actually mark her? What's the result of the CT scan? Brian asked the doctors, snapping me out of my thoughts. He held his mate's hand as he waited for one of the doctors to speak. I felt so bad for them. Hope is everything to them. She's everything to me. The door opens and Emily walks in. Her eyes are swollen from all the crying. She walks over and takes Hope's other hand. Thankfully no severe damage has been done to the brain, although I am very surprised the blow to her head was severe. She does have a concussion though. That means she's going to need a lot of rest physically and mentally when she wakes up. The female doctor spoke. When will she wake up? I asked, looking down at Hope. I cannot say nobody can. She might wake up right now or in a few hours, maybe even days, time will tell. She's going to make it. She has to. Everyone stays quiet. What about the bite on her neck? I had to ask. We cleaned out the bite on her neck, the doctor continues. It wasn't deep. She must have put up a good fight. I run my hand through her hair. Thank you, doctor, we appreciate everything, Catherine says. If you need anything, just call me or any other doctor. Also, the nurses will be available all night if you need anything at all. She looks at my father. You can leave for now, thank you, my father says as he pats Brian on the shoulder. They bow and walk out. Catherine, she will wake up soon and everything will be just fine. My mother says we have to stay strong. I keep Hope's hand in mine. Where was she attacked? I look at her parents. In the living room. Catherine says she was home alone. I went up to wish you a happy birthday, but your mom said you were in your room and Brian was with your father. Her voice breaks. Emily and some of her other friends heard her screaming for help, Catherine said, looking at Emily. She called and asked me to come over to help her get ready for her dinner date. Derek, Kara, Jason, and I were walking over when we heard her scream. I looked up at her at the mention of Jason's name. Then what? My father asked. We ran in and Hope was on the floor. There was so much blood. She's full on crying now. I think he was trying to take her clothes off, she chokes out. I fist my hands and put my head down, trying to keep myself calm. Jason and Derek got him off her. Jason killed him and dragged him outside. Her neck was bleeding. I tried waking her up but she wouldn't. My mother hugs Emily. Honey, you and your friends saved her. They did save her. I sat down beside her and held her hand. I wanted to be alone with her but I couldn't ask her parents to leave. Brian, let me know if you need anything, my father says, taking my mother's hand. It's getting late, Maria, let's go. Let us know as soon as she wakes up. Come on Emily, let's go home. Mom says. She hugged Catherine again and took Emily's hand as they walked out. I heard my father talking to the pack members outside her room. Thank you all for coming. It means a lot to us all that you would show your support and love for us and for your Luna like this. Please go home, it's been a long day. Just then Matt and his mate walk in, followed by Kyle and his mate. Hope is loved by everyone in our pack. I knew she'd have a lot of visitors. Everything you and Dad asked for has been taken care of, Matt says. I nod. Thank you. Matt and Kyle and their mates stand with Brian and Catherine for a few minutes, then Kyle walks over. I know how much he cares for Hope. He loves her the same way he does Emily. She will be fine. She's strong. He pats my shoulder. They don't stay too long before they leave. Brian and Catherine walk out the room with them. I'm finally alone with her. Baby, please wake up for me, please wake up. I wiped my tears and held on to her. I kissed her hand and put my arm around her waist. I can't remember ever crying before, but Hope is everything to me. I hear her parents walk in. Zane, we're going to leave. I've asked the nurses to bring in a bed for you. Please try to rest. Her mother said. I just nodded. Would you like me to bring you a change of clothes so you can shower? I asked Mom to send me a few things with Alex. Thank you. She breaks a small smile. Then they each kissed Hope's forehead before they walked out. I look up at my baby's face. Hope, you can't give up on me. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I'm sorry about that, Crystal. I'm sorry you have to go through this because of me. I cupped her beautiful face. Please baby come back to me. I held on to her. I'm nothing without you. Please wake up, don't torture me any longer. The nurses brought in a folding bed but there's no way I'm leaving her side to sleep on it. I kept my arm around her waist and laid my head down on the side of the bed. I kept my gaze on her face for I don't know how long. I felt worn out and eventually my eyes closed. I nearly jumped up when I heard screaming. Hope was awake and screaming for help. Help me! Help me! Zane, help me, over and over again. It was like she was reliving her attack. Her arms thrashed out in front of her as if she was fighting someone off her. I was so happy to see her eyes open but my heart broke 1,000 times every time she screamed for help. I grabbed onto her. Hope baby, you're safe, you're okay. I put her head carefully on my chest. She gripped my shirt tight. You're safe, I love you, you're safe baby. I kept trying to soothe her. She finally stopped screaming. I moved her head away from my chest carefully and looked into her eyes. The eyes that have haunted me day and night since I found out she's mine. I cupped her face but couldn't find the words. I was trapped in her emerald eyes looking back at me. Zane, he bit me. She was crying. I know baby, it's okay. You're okay. I'm here now. I kissed her head. Please don't cry, I love you, you're okay. Luna, it's so good to see you awake. The nurse had heard her scream and went to get a doctor. I tried to move away so the doctor could do what she needed to, but Hope grabbed my hand in fear. I'm right here, I'm not leaving you. This is your doctor, I reassured her. Luna, I'm going to check your vitals real quick, okay? Do you feel any pain? The doctor asked. Hope. My whole body ached, especially my head. I can't remember what happened exactly, I just know that I was attacked and bitten in my own house. I felt confused and scared but Zane was with me, I just wanted him to hold me. Only he could make me feel better. He held my hand the whole time the doctor examined me. She checked my balance, my vision, and she asked me a ton of questions. Zane told me she was just trying to see if I could hold a conversation. After he made sure I was okay and had some dinner, Zane mind-linked his parents and mine and told them that I was up. I wasn't surprised that I had a number of visitors and I didn't mind at all, although Zane was beginning to annoy me with his do's and don'ts. The Alpha and Luna came to see me. All my friends came by for just a few minutes, me except for Jason. Matt and Kyle came down with their mates. Alex also came by, he brought a small bag for Zane. That's when I noticed Zane's clothes had blood stains on them. Of course Mom and Dad came to see me. They both looked tired. I felt so bad for putting them through so much worry and stressing them out. Since you're here with her, I'm going to take a quick shower. You should go home, shower and rest, you've had a long day. I can stay with her tonight. Mom said. No, it's okay, I want to stay by her, the shower here is fine. Zane said as he leaned over and kissed my forehead, then walked into the bathroom. I saw my father hold back a laugh at Zane's possessive nature. He had a hard time today, my father told me. He shouldn't have had a hard time on his birthday. He deserves better. Why did this have to happen on his birthday? I still haven't given him his gift and I had dinner plans. I said mostly to myself. Honey, you two have your whole lives ahead of you and there will be other birthdays and other occasions to celebrate. My mother said as she came over to my side. You can give him his gift when you get out. My father held my hand. I think you'll be happy to know that your grandparents are coming to visit tomorrow. He kissed my forehead. Oh, I can't wait to see them. See who? Zane asked. His hair was wet and he wore sweats and a hoodie, looking absolutely gorgeous. My grandparents are coming tomorrow. He smiled and walked over to my side when the doctor knocked and walked in. She checked yet again on all my vitals, and before she left I asked her if I could leave tonight. Not tonight, even though your vitals are good. I'd rather have you stay here tonight, but if you get some rest I will see if you can leave tomorrow. She said, smiling at me. That's if you promise to get a lot of rest physically and mentally. Zane was already being too protective. Nobody was allowed to touch me, and if they did he would keep telling them to watch out. Hearing the doctor say that I needed to rest physically and mentally would only ignite his overbearing tendencies. He didn't even let me out of bed to walk Mom and Dad out the hospital. To be honest, I don't know if I'm ready to go home. I don't want to be scared of my own home, but right now I wasn't emotionally prepared to go there. What troubled me was Zane. I could feel how drained he was. Frustrated over what happened. I needed answers. I felt like I needed to stretch out. I wanted to try and walk outside in the hospital hallway, but Zane wouldn't allow it. So I walked around in my room with him walking beside me. You scared me to death, he said as he was helping me get back in bed after I had given up on walking around because he was afraid I'd get dizzy and fall. I'm sorry, I said, and he paused for a second. You have nothing to be sorry for, baby, he said as he softly kissed my forehead. Zane, who attacked me? He kept pulling the covers over me and stayed quiet. Tell me. Zane. I told her what she wanted to know. I told her who attacked her and why. I told her it was Crystal who planned to have her killed. I told her everything except that I went on a killing spree. She looked sad. I couldn't decipher what she was thinking. Then she looked up at me with those haunting eyes. Sleep next to me, she ordered. Oh, believe me, there was nothing more I wanted to do than bury myself deep inside her and be with her until I let go of all my frustration. But not when she's sick. Not when a crazy had tried to have her killed. Not until she was better. No, baby, I want you to be comfortable. I sleep better with you, please sleep next to me, she whined. I adjusted my sweatpants. Okay, I'll lay down next to you until you fall asleep. Okay, she moved over, yawning as she made room for me. I took off my hoodie and climbed in bed with her. I held her body close but made sure her head was supported on my chest. Zane. Yes, baby. What did you do to the rogues? Most were dead before I found out what had happened, and I finished off the rest except for one that I still need. What about Crystal? She asked in a low voice. The punishment for plotting to have someone killed is death penalty. I felt her tense in my arms, but she stayed quiet. I love you, she said after a few seconds. This isn't your fault. Well, maybe for sleeping with a crazy woman, but what happened to me isn't your fault. Please stop feeling guilty. My poor baby was in a hospital bed with a concussion and she was trying to make me feel better. I lifted her chin up gently and kissed her mouth-watering lips. She yawned as I kissed her, then giggled. I knew she would be out cold fast because of the medication. I watched her fall asleep but couldn't detach myself from her. I kept her close to me all night long. We are connected for life through our mate bond. I could already tell she is going to make one hell of a Luna. She is strong, confident, smart, and empathetic. A week later. Hope. My grandparents have been over ever since the day I got out of the hospital. Both grandparents. And I wouldn't have it any other way, but I have 2 grandfathers and my dad and 2 grandmothers and my mom watching over me, making sure I'm always happy and relaxed. But all of them together are nothing compared to Zane's domineering and controlling behavior. He has been driving me up the wall with his antics to keep me mentally and physically relaxed. Meaning I can't do anything. I haven't been to school all week. The school of course was notified about what happened and they have been sending me my school work to do at home. I study either in my room, or if Zane feels it's too stressful or noisy I have to go study in his office or in his room. All the while he watches me, of course. That's if he lets me get any school assignments done, because the doctor told him that I needed relative rest, which includes limiting activities that require thinking and mental concentration, but she said for the next 2 days only, and today it's been a week. On top of all that, he hasn't let me go to training at all and he hasn't touched me at all other than kissing. I haven't been out with my friends at all, and when they do come over it's for a short while. I haven't seen Jason at all since my attack, even though Emily and Kara said he was the one saved me from the rogue. I used to see Jason every single day. I'm beginning to think he's avoiding me purposely. I tried asking Emily and Eric about him, but they said he's fine and that he's been busy studying for our upcoming exams and training. On the plus side, since my birthday was only 3 days away, I could feel my wolf slowly come out of hiding. I cannot wait to shift for the first time and then go out for runs. Zane told me that Hunter could sense her ghostly presence as well. I'm in Zane's office. He's been on the phone talking business while I study for a biology test I have. I can't go study with my friends because Zane won't let me out of his sight, and they're not going to come study here with an overbearing alpha male. Zane. I'm in my office taking care of some business meetings over the phone, and Hope is on the couch studying. She stresses herself out even though she's a straight A student. I keep telling her to relax, but she won't listen. She keeps pissing me off by either studying too much or not sleeping enough, and I'm having a hard time trying to control myself around her. If she wasn't healing from an attack I would pin her under me. The doctor said she would need rest mentally and physically, and I didn't want to cause her any more pain for my selfish reasons. She wasn't making this easy though, day after day. She wore the teasing shorts or dresses that had me in constant erection mode. Right now she's in a navy polo shirt dress that's been driving me nuts. It's been 6 days since she was released from the hospital, and even though she's right in the same room with me I miss her. I keep glancing at her, but she's too focused on her studying. Hunter keeps pacing back and forth, and when he's not doing that he lays down and whines or keeps huffing. I don't blame him though. Hope turns 18 in 3 days and he can already sense her wolf, which makes him a horny dog. I shouldn't criticize him like that, because right now all I want to do is bend her over my desk and bury myself in her. Just as I was ending the call, Hope stands up and starts packing her things. Are you done? I ask her as I put my phone down. Yes, I am. Where are you going? I asked her. I'm going to go find Emily. Okay, I'll get her to come here. What? No. She glared at me. I clenched my jaw as I got up and walked towards her. She ignored me and kept walking. Hope, I called out, but she kept walking out the office until she came face to face with my mother. Hi honey, Mom hugged Hope. Hi. Zane, I need to see you for a minute. I keep my eyes locked on Hope, but she's decided to ignore me and I'm already feeling agitated as it is. Great. Okay, I was just leaving, Hope says. Hope, your family is on their way here for dinner, can't you stay? Yes, she's staying, I answer. Hope looks at me with a death glare. I'm sorry, I have so much homework to finish up. I'm going to eat at my house, but I'll see you tomorrow, she said before I watched her walk out without even glancing back at me. For a split second I am reminded of the day I watched her walk outside only to be attacked. I rushed out after her and stopped when I saw her talking to her grandparents as they made their way up here. I decide to have mercy on her and let her go for now. She's been on lockdown long enough, don't you think? She's all better now. I'll deal with this. What is you wanted to see me about? I'm trying to control myself so I don't lash out at her. Mom wanted to talk to me about taking Hope on a trip for her birthday, as a gift from my parents. But I told her that I already had a trip planned for a while now, and there was also Emily's birthday gift to Bora Bora that we still hadn't used because I didn't want her to travel until she was all healed properly. Mom, can we talk about this later? I have to go, I say and walk towards her house. Her father opened the door on their way out after the grandparents. Are you guys coming to dinner? I don't think so. Where is she? She just went upstairs, her mom answered before they left. I yanked her bedroom door open, not bothering to knock. Hope. I am really sick of Zane's behavior. He keeps treating me like a child. I'm almost 18. This ends today. I don't need another parent. I'm about to walk out my room and go for a walk alone when Zane yanks my door open and blocks my way. What is your problem? He asked insidiously, taking me by the shoulder and pushing me back into the room. Anxiety infiltrated my thoughts and I didn't know what to say for a second. My problem? What is your problem? My problem is you never listen to me. His voice sounds like thunder as he glares at me. Never listen to you? Do you hear yourself? You're my mate, not my father. His eyes darkened. He took a deep breath, then ran his hand through his hair. Lower your voice, Hope, or I swear. You swear what? You'll kill me like you killed Crystal. I regretted the words as soon as they left my mouth. I killed her because she tried to have you killed, and I'll do it again. Don't question my authority. His voice is calm but sends shivers down my spine. I cannot believe him. I'm sick of this. As soon as I said those words, he takes a step towards me and I take one back. You're sick of what exactly, Hope? He asks calmly. Too calm. Of you treating me like a child. I can't go anywhere outside our pact territory because you told the guards not to let me out. I can't see my friends. You're always telling me what to do. I'm trying to keep you safe. Let me remind you, Hope, that the attack on us was to try and take you away from me, and I'll be damned if I let that happen. There's a alpha's son that wants you for his mate. He roars out a possessive growl. Where is he? Where is this guy? Hey! His eyes darkened. He storms over. I stiffen as he wraps his right hand around the base of my neck and slams the other against the wall. Why do you care where he is? His voice is deep. I don't, I just meant. Good. He cut me off quickly. He moves his hand to the nape of my neck and brings his mouth to mine. His kiss is rough as if he's punishing me. Oh no, I don't care how bad I want this. I'm not giving in to this bully. I don't kiss him back. Instead, I push hard at his chest to break away from him. He gets frustrated. Kiss me back, he demands, but I don't budge. I keep trying to get out of his grip. This only agitates him even more. Stop, he says, holding me in place. Please just stop. I felt his need for me through those 3 words. I feel all the anger leave my body and melt into him. Tell me you love me, he demands, looking me in the eyes as if he needs the assurance. I love you, I say as my voice breaks. I wrap my arms around his shoulders and he smashes his lips on mine. Our kisses are needy and urgent. Within seconds my dress is tossed on the floor. He picks me up and I wrap my legs around him as he walks us to my bed. I wrapped myself around him, never wanting to let go. My chest pressed against his and my lower half ground against him. I thought he would go rough on me, but he was gentle, at first. He laid me down, growled when he saw the bite on my neck. Even though it was mostly healed, I knew it would anger him again. I wanted to bring him back to me, so I lifted his face to mine. Please, I begged. Tell me what it is you want. As he asked, lowered his hand between my thighs and rubbed his finger through my wet folds. My body reacted naturally and I lifted my bottom up. I had to hold my breath a second, before unintelligible words of desire fell off my lips. He growled and bit down on my lip before claiming me in a kiss. I needed more, moaned out, lost in a sea of desire. I closed my eyes as I was about to explode, but he wasn't having it. Open your eyes, I want to watch you with your eyes open. I opened my eyes. Would you like that, baby? Would you like me to be with you hard? Yes, I want you, I blushed. As you wish, his eyes still driving me crazy. He pinned me under him, his body crushing mine in need and frustration. He slid his hand to the base of my neck to hold me in place. Oh my! This was far from over. Zayn! She screamed at my name. She wasn't going anywhere. I had her pinned under me where she belongs. She feels even better than last time. My desire and love for her keeps growing stronger. What a sweet tease to be with, and all mine. She was moaning and whimpering under me as I pressed inside her over and over again. I kept my eyes on hers as I was drowning in her until I had to taste more of her. I kissed her, wanting to feel her tongue on mine. This girl is everything to me. I could feel her surrender to me as she withered below me. I groaned out loud. I growled louder as I felt Hunter's surface. I scarped my teeth on her neck. Her exquisite body started to convulse as she clenched around me and screamed out my name. I moved faster and faster until I pulled out and spilled all over her stomach. I dropped myself on her bed before reaching over and getting some tissue paper to clean her off. She cuddled into me, sighing with contentment. I wrapped my arms around her, then lifted her chin up and devoured her lips again. Hunter was very satisfied. Even though he wanted to come out and take her, I couldn't let it happen, it was too soon. Baby, I needed that. I admitted I need to leave some condoms here for times like these. I said, and she giggled. I didn't want to get up, I didn't want to go anything but lay here and hold her. She ran her finger over the watch she got me for my birthday, the Paul Newman Rolex Daytona watch. I'm glad you're wearing it, she said. I'll never take it off, it's from the woman I love, but I don't like you spending this much on me. I want to spoil you, not the other way around. Would you like that, me spoiling you, baby? I asked, hugging her tight. I just want to be with you. Well, good, because you'll only ever be with me. I looked at her, dead serious. When can we take the trip Emily got you for your birthday? She asked, lifting her leg over mine and kissing my chest. Whenever you want, as long as your head and neck are fine. I told you I'm fine the first 100 times you asked. Her voice came out a little cold. Watch it, baby, you know I can punish that mouth of yours, I said sternly. I don't like you treating me like a child, feisty little thing. I'm just trying to protect you and make sure you're healthy. She stayed quiet. I have a trip planned for your birthday. I ran my fingers through her hair. Where to? Her eyes lit up. It's a surprise. Come on, please tell me. I'll do anything, Hunter growled in anticipation. Anything. I pulled her on top of me and kissed her. She tasted like the sweetest wine. I kissed her slowly and passionately, my tongue exploring her mouth. From there things escalated quickly. I lifted her up and slid her down my erection. She threw her head back and moaned. Are you okay? I asked her, trying hard not to slam up into her. Yes, it just feels different like this, bigger and deeper. I let out an animalistic grunt. I took her perfect. She dropped on top of me. I moved her hair off her face and kissed her forehead. I'm taking you to Paris, baby. I had to tell her that she deserved a reward. Hope. Tomorrow is my 18th birthday. It has been a stressful 2 days since Zane and I slept together because he didn't use protection the second time, and I've been going insane. Zane said that my wolf will be able to tell as soon as she gets in touch with me, which I'm hoping is at midnight tonight. He's been away since yesterday on a business trip. I think if he were here I would be a lot calmer. Before he left he took me to see the doctor and she was pleased at how fast my head and neck had healed. He made me promise not to leave the pack territory until he got back, which was already almost impossible since the security guards have orders not to let me out alone. That is something that has to end as soon as Zane returns tonight. I can't wait to see him. I miss him so much. He asked me to come with him, but I wanted to spend time with my parents since I won't be with them on my birthday. I still hate being in the house alone. It brings back memories of the day I was attacked, and unless Zane is with me I have been having nightmares at night. Last night after he finished his meetings I video called him and we kept talking until I fell asleep. The doctor said the nightmares will go away as soon as I get in touch with my wolf. The good thing is I will be back in school on Monday, even though Zane doesn't like it, but it's my choice and I threatened not to have sex with him until I go back to school. Yet I know that was a little dramatic, but there's no way I'm going to be homeschooled for my last couple semesters. My grandparents all left yesterday after I came back from seeing the doctor. I promised them that Zane and I would visit each of them soon. Emily, April, Amy, and Kara are all. I'm in my room hanging out while I pack for my weekend in Paris with Zane. They also gave me my birthday gifts a day early because I won't be here tomorrow. They overdid it with birthday gifts, from lingerie to jewelry, designer bags, and clothes. We were all getting along great with Kara too. It felt like she was born in this pack like the rest of us. Soon Derek and Eric come over and Mom brought up all kinds of snacks for us before she and Dad left. Are you guys going out tonight? I ask. Yes, we need to get Jason laid. He's been so annoying lately. Derek laughs and fist bumps Eric. He's never had a problem with getting girls, I say. Yet except the one girl he wants and can never have. I pray they don't mean me. What about me and Emily? We want some. Amy says. Great, you guys should hook with Jason. They all laugh. Goddess, no. I have my mind on someone tonight, Emily says. Where are you guys going anyway? I ask, looking at Derek. There's another party. I miss going out with them. You guys' prom is coming up, Emily says. Don't remind me. I have to convince Zane to go with me because obviously I can't go with anyone else and there's no way I'm missing prom. My phone rings and April hands me it. It's Jason. Hey stranger, I answer as I walk out my room and head downstairs. Hey Hope, can I see you? I heard you're leaving tomorrow. Well, just for the weekend yet. Where have you been? I haven't seen you since I got attacked. I've been here. You haven't been to school, that's why, but I wanted to see you before you leave tomorrow, and since the Alpha isn't here I thought we could hang out. Yeah, of course we're at my house, come by, and you know even if he were here you're my friend, we can hang out. I started looking through the fridge for nothing in particular. I'd rather not come up there and I want to see you alone. I stopped what I was doing. Is everything okay, Jason? Yeah, why wouldn't it be? I have to finish packing then go out to pick up a few things, but I'll be back in school on Monday. He stays quiet then says, I'm outside your house. Okay, I'll come down for a few minutes. I put my phone down and walk out without saying anything to the rest. As soon as I open the door I'm shocked by Jason's appearance. He looks huge. He cracks a smile at me. Hey, I came closer and hugged him. Jason and I have been friends for as long as I can remember. I care a lot for him. I never got a chance to thank you. Emily said you saved me. He's looking down. You don't have to thank me. He looked up at me reluctantly. You know you're one of my best friends. I smiled at him. How are you feeling? Great. So you'll be back on Monday? He asked, looking everywhere but not at me. Yes, I can finally go back to school. He just nods. I got you something for your birthday, he said as he handed me a box. Thanks, I'm surprised you remembered since you didn't bother come to visit me in the hospital or call me. I wanted to come see you but I was busy, and there's no way I'd forget your birthday. The whole pack house is buzzing about your birthday. It's not every day our Luna turns 18. Open it. I opened the box. It's so pretty, thank you. I hugged him again real quick. Let me help you put it on. It's a bracelet with 3 charms on it. One is a female wolf, the other is a male wolf, and the third charm is full moon. It's beautiful. Luna, I heard Alex call me as he walked over. I guess I'll see you later, Hope, Jason said and walked away. Hi Alex, he stared at Jason walk away. You okay? Yet I wanted to ask if you needed me to take you anywhere for your trip tomorrow. No, I'm good thank you, Alex. I went back in and everyone was getting ready to leave. I finished packing and made sure I had everything I would need for my trip, then got dressed and went up to the pack house. It was already getting dark, and just like every other time I walked alone I felt like someone was watching me. I still haven't told anyone about the note in my locker. I have it in my dresser. If I tell anyone about it I will be homeschooled for sure. I walk into the private living room where my parents, Zane's parents, and brothers are all seated. The sound of the burning fireplace gave my favorite room an even cozier ambience. We are all sitting around the dining table but I wasn't feeling too hungry. I felt alone without Emily and Zane. Everyone was talking about one thing or another when I heard the voice. Sorry I'm late. I got up off the table and jumped into his arms. I couldn't care less that my parents and all his family were watching. He wrapped his arms around me and spun me around, then kissed me softly. Geez, you guys have been apart for one day, Kyle teases. We have dinner with both our families. Zane fills my plate with everything I love and I finally start eating. Looks like someone got their appetite back suddenly. Matt laughs. Hope. After dinner we all sat around the native stone fireplace that occupied most of the wall. It is one of my favorite features in this private room. I sat on the cozy rocker next to it admiring the flames. Zane was filling in his father and mine about his business trip. Matt and his mate were indulged in conversation with Mom, and Luna and Kyle and Carrie were just wrapped in each other's arms enjoying the tranquil of the evening. I wonder what my wolf will be like, I thought to myself, in less than an hour I'll know. Baby, I looked over at Zane. He had a glass of scotch in one hand and with the other he pointed to his lap. He looked so gorgeous with his tight dress shirt enhancing his bulging muscles, the sleeves rolled up to his elbows. Zane looks great in anything, but when he wore a suit I couldn't take my eyes off him. I walked over and sat beside him on the couch rather than on his lap where he wanted me. I still wasn't very comfortable with public displays of affection, and we were certainly not alone with all eyes on us now. He raised his eyebrow at me, but I decided to ignore it. Hope I'm going to start planning your Luna ceremony. We can have it soon after you get back, Luna says, smiling. They have to mate and mark each other as soon as possible. Then Kyle smirks at me and Zane picks me up and put me down on his lap. I immediately buried my face into his neck. He chuckled at my embarrassment. I tried to get up, but he held me down firmly with a low growl. I knew he wasn't letting me go anywhere, so I rested my head on his broad shoulder and sighed as I started to relax. He ran his fingers along my bracelet. From Jason, this is new. Yet it was a birthday present. Let it go, let it go. From who? From Jason. His eyes darkened. Zane, please, he's just a friend. I love you, I said, trying to defuse his jealousy. He didn't say anything, and that always meant something. Your private wing will also be ready for you both when you get back. Just make sure to email me the furniture and linens you want. Zane's mother continued in contentment. Alpha stood up and faced us. Son, I am looking forward to you taking over as alpha of this pack. You have been doing most of the work, whether business-wise for our companies or pack-wise, since you turned 18. I know I put a lot of weight on your shoulders early on, but you have proved time and time to be worthy of your title. Now that your Luna is 18, I will be stepping down as alpha. Thank you, Zane said. He finally let me get off his lap so he could stand up and shake hands with his dad, then my dad and his brothers. The air in the room was thick with power as Zane and his father shook hands. We will make the announcement to the pack when you return before the Luna celebration, his dad said. I could feel the pride emit from his alpha aura. We all knew that the alpha had been ready to step down as soon as Zane found his mate, but since I wasn't 18 he had to wait. It was almost midnight and I would officially be 18. Hope, I guess this is a good time as any. My father walked over to me and handed me car keys. Happy birthday, princess, your new Tesla car is in the garage. I hugged both mom and dad. I've wanted one of these for a while, thank you. Hope, your mom and I would have loved to throw you a party for your 18th, but Zane insisted on taking you to Paris. I think I would choose Paris too. I looked at Zane and my breath hitched at the way he was staring at me. Whatever my baby wants, my baby gets, he said, looking at me dead straight in the eyes. I was showered with gifts again from everyone: books, jewelry, designer boots and clothes. When I was about to open Mandy and Carrie's gifts, Mandy, she said, I think you should open these too later. She winked at me. I quickly put those boxes aside. Thank you all so much, I said, feeling so loved. Zane watched me the whole time I was opening gifts. His stare was making my heart beat fast. I want to see my new car. I jumped up and down. My parents laughed. Okay, we'll walk with you to the garage on our way home, my mother said. Zane carried my gift bags home even though I would be packing soon after I came back from our trip. We walked down to my house with my parents to check out my new car and I instantly fell in love with it. It was black, very advanced and my favorite quality. It was a green energy car. I can't wait to drive it, I squealed, sounding like a little girl, I'm sure, because my parents laughed. After taking my car for a quick first drive, we said good night to Mom and Dad and they went inside. "Where are we staying tonight, your room or mine?" I asked Zane. He wrapped his hands around my waist. "My room, it's soundproof." He lifted me up and walked back up to the pack house with me giggling. "You know I am perfectly able to walk on my own. Goddess, I hope we don't run into anyone." But of course we ran into Alpha, Luna, Matt, Kyle, and their mates making their way to their rooms. It was a few minutes until midnight. Zane was getting our bath ready while I quickly looked through the furniture catalog Luna sent me. I could smell my favorite bubble bath as he poured it into the tub. He emerged out of the bathroom wearing only black boxer briefs. "Do you want to help me pick out the furniture for our house?" I asked him. Looking at his abs did sinful things to my body. "Get whatever you want," he said, his voice sounding so good as he pulled me up from the bed. "It's 7 rooms. Don't you want to choose the desk for your private office?" He was busy unbuttoning my shirt. I glanced at the time on my phone and it was 12 a.m. exactly. "It's midnight," I said. Then I felt a throbbing headache suddenly take over me. "What is it, baby?" "I don't know, my head," I cried out. Zane sat down on the bed with me on his lap. He kept running his hand up and down my back trying to soothe my headache. Werewolves don't get simple headaches. Why was this happening to me? 20 minutes later and I was still in a lot of pain, and what made it worse was my wolf didn't come out. I was full on crying because of the pain. "Here, let me help you." He started to take off my shoes while I took off Jason's bracelet and put it on the nightstand. Then he took my jeans off. All of a sudden my headache was gone and I heard the sweetest voice in my head. I closed my eyes. "Hello, beautiful." I was a bit startled at first. "Don't worry, you and I are one. I'm Jenna, your wolf, your other half. And no, love, you aren't carrying any pups." I couldn't help the huge smile on my face. "Zane." When Hunter howled out like he never had before, I knew right away that Hope's wolf had woken up. My baby had her wolf now. She was a full-grown she-wolf. She opened her eyes. I cupped her beautiful face as she said the one word I've been waiting for. "Mate," she whispered. "I Alpha Zane Black of the Golden Moon Pack accept you, Hope Ward, as my mate, and Luna. I Hope Ward, daughter of Beta Brian Ward of the Golden Moon Pack, accept you, Alpha Zane Black, as my mate." "Mine," I heard her adorable little growl. "Yes, I'm yours and you're all mine. Mine to touch. Mine to kiss." I cupped her face and kissed her. "Mine as much and as long as I want." I saw her eyes turn dark for the first time, and Hunter was raging. He wanted to claim his mate and I wanted to be with her until she couldn't walk straight. I picked her up and walked into my bathroom. I turned the hot water on and pushed her up against the shower wall. I got down on my knees and grabbed her thighs up onto my shoulders, resting her back against the wall. The bathroom was filled with steam and she looked delicious with the hot water coming down all over her body. I looked up at her. "Brace yourself, baby," I said. "Please don't stop. She is beautiful and now everyone will know she's mine forever." I brought her legs down and carried her into the tub. My eyes hungrily took in her body. "Mine," I growled. "Yours," she said. "I'm all yours," she said again. "Hope." As soon as I said those words I felt his sharp fangs break into my skin. I felt a sudden shock of pain, pleasure, and love before electricity run through my entire body. I felt my body and his body become one. My heart began to pound hard in my chest when he withdrew his fangs. "I love you," I heard him mind link me as I bit into his neck, marking him as mine forever. I felt so many emotions I thought my body would combust. I love you too, I said through our mind link as I retracted my fangs out. I can feel your heartbeat, I said before he kissed me. He kissed me so passionately, then picked me up to the edge of the tub and slammed into me over and over again until I was seeing stars. Hope. I woke up feeling like a whole new person. I felt things that I never could feel before. I moved closer to my mate and kissed him on the shoulder. He smelled so good. I kissed him again on his chest this time and Jenna purred. He tightened his grip on me. I felt my need for him build up all the way to desire. I pushed him a little bit so he was on his back and straddled him. I kissed his neck, then his chest. This man is delicious. Zayn. I woke up a while ago but wanted to see what she would do. I let her explore my body any way she wanted. She knew she was driving me mad with her teasing. She was experiencing a new level of desire and that's what pushed her past her limits. I loved this new side of my baby. I lifted her head up to me so her eyes met mine. If you don't ride me, I'll get up. She smiled then slid down. I could feel her discomfort when in this position. Are you okay, baby? Yes, she moaned. I fell by her side and brought her into my chest. Good morning, she giggled. Good morning, I look forward to waking up like this every day in the future. Happy birthday, I held her chin up and kissed her. She hummed in response. Let's go shower then get ready, I have something to show you before we go to the airport. What is it? I picked her up, it's a surprise, come on. We took our time in the shower. I couldn't peel my eyes away from her. Zayn, what happened to me last night? Is it normal to feel that much pain before your wolf wakes up? I've never heard of anyone feeling pain, I said as I helped wash her back. I didn't want to tell her that it had been bothering me too. Another unusual thing was it took her wolf longer than usual to get in touch with her. Hope. Jenna was purring like a baby by the time we finally got out of the shower. Any chance of letting me have you again before we go down? Zayn's husky voice gave me chills and Jenna's ears perked up. He was laying down on the bed watching me get dressed. Not now, but it's a long flight to Paris, we'll see what happens, I said as I pulled up my black lace stay-up tights. He growled as he got up off the bed and stomped over to me. He held my hips tight from behind. You like teasing me, little wolf? His raspy, turned-on voice gave me chills. I giggled. Of course not. I turned around and gave him a quick kiss. Jenna purred like a kitten. I can't wait to see what my wolf looks like. She's beautiful, I'm sure, just like you, my wolf panted in my head. I picked up Jason's bracelet. You're not wearing it, he said. I rolled my eyes at him. He took a deep breath. Wear my bracelet, I don't want you to wear his. He looked so cute. Of course I'm going to wear the bracelet you got me, but it's at home so I'll wear this just for now. After I made sure Zayn had everything he needed in his bag, we went downstairs. Jenna was giving me a headache with her whining. What's going on, Jenna? She wouldn't answer me. Zayn. After we had breakfast, I couldn't wait to get Hope out of the house. Everyone was fawning over her, and no matter how proud I was to have such a loved and respected mate, I just wanted to have her for myself this weekend. I looked down at our entwined fingers and smiled to myself. Then I looked at her face. She looked pale. All the color in her face had disappeared. Are you okay, baby? I asked as we walked to her house. I don't feel good again, my head hurts. Her voice made me stop in my tracks. Something was not right, I could feel it. I asked Hunter. He said he couldn't feel her wolf. I took out my phone, called Alex and barked out orders. Get me a doctor to my mate's house now. I'll be okay, she said. Her voice sounded weak. I want the doctor to come see you before we leave, just for a checkup. Maybe it's your head injury. Contrary to what I said, I knew this was something else. Werewolves don't get sick like this. We don't get headaches or colds or catch viruses. Her mom and dad noticed her mark right away. They hugged her a little too tight, and even though they're her parents, I didn't like it. I know, but she wasn't feeling well. She's not feeling well. I've already called the doctor to come by, I told them. I took her up to her room and helped her lay down. Jenna won't answer me, she's gone. Her mom took her side and held her hand. No honey, she can't just disappear for no reason. Her mother tried to comfort her. I sat down and put her on my lap. She melted into me, but I could tell she was in pain. Where is the doctor? I didn't want to raise my voice, I only wanted to ease her pain. A knock on the door and the doctor walked in. She checked Hope's vitals and looked at me with concern. She couldn't even answer all the doctor's questions. Catherine took off the bracelet Hope was wearing so the doctor could check her pulse. I feel dizzy, Hope's voice broke. She cuddled into me. My poor little baby. Hunter suddenly howled as he felt Jenna come out of the dark. She's back. Hope smiled and looked around the room. I feel better. She tried to get up. Wait baby, let her finish the checkup. Alpha, the doctor looked at me. She's fine now. The doctor checked all her vitals again to make sure. But it was true, I could also feel it. Hope was better and back to her normal self. I took the bracelet from her mom and put it in my pocket without anyone noticing. Can she travel, doctor? Catherine asked. I don't see why not, she's absolutely healthy. Hope got up and went inside her closet. I mind-linked Alex to bring the car and went down to meet with him before we left for the airport. Alex was surprised to see my mate feeling better. Hope. I felt so much better, like I never was sick in the first place. I got the diamond set Zane bought me and Mom helped me put them on, then said goodbye to my parents for the weekend before I walked out. Zane and Alex were outside by the car. They looked like they were having a serious conversation. Happy birthday Luna, Alex said as he opened the door for me. Zane slid in beside me. He looked upset and I could feel what he was feeling. He was angry and concerned. What is it? I asked through our mind link. Nothing baby. He put his arm around me and I nestled into him. Tell me. Zane. I didn't want to spoil her day. I couldn't tell her that her so-called friend Jason might be a star. I told Alex to watch his every move and I gave Have that bracelet to Matt to have it checked. I could tell from the start that Jason had strong feelings for her. Hope just couldn't see it. I held her hand trying to calm myself down. Zane. Before going to the airport I told Alex to take a little detour since we were already in the city. I wanted to take Hope to my penthouse. Her eyes lit up as she walked around. She saw portraits of herself hanging all over my walls. Some were painted in black and white and others in brilliant colors. Some were full-body paintings and others were of just her face. I have a French friend who owed me a favor, so I had Alex take him some of her pictures and he drew my baby for me. I had them hung up in the penthouse so I could see her every time I was on a business trip. I felt like an ass for not bringing her here before. It just never happened. One of us was always too busy. I watched her walk around slowly as she looked around at what seemed like a gallery of her beautiful face and figure. Zane, how long have my pictures been hanging on your walls? She asked, her cheeks pinkish. A few days after I found out you were mine, the more pictures I took of her, the more I needed to take of her to feed my obsession over this girl now turned full-grown she-wolf. I took pictures of her all the time, even when she was asleep. Sounds creepy crazy, I know, but this woman is my ultimate sin. Since the first day I saw her, my whole life has been consumed by her. Like always, her feminine aura and beauty drew me in. I walked over to her and put my arms around her waist. What can I say, baby, you have consumed me body and soul, my voice thick. She looked up at me with so much love in her eyes I wanted to push her up against the large picture window and take her from behind. I slid my hands down over her to the hem of her dress and up her thighs to her and squeezed. She put her head against my chest and made a soft noise that had me hard. You want me to be with you, baby? Oh my goddess, her face turned pink. She smacked me. I grabbed her hand and kissed it. I love that I can still make her blush. I hope I always have that effect on her. Zane. She smacked me again and I laughed. Come show me around. She pulled my hand and walked in front of me. You're a bossy little thing, I smacked her and she squealed. This place is gorgeous, I love the view of the skyline. She stopped to look out the window. You're going to love this then. I walked her into my library/study and her jaw dropped. On the wall I have a huge mural of her all in black and white except for her eyes painted beautifully in emerald green. When I came here on business trips I would sit behind my desk and stare at her eyes for hours. Not very productive for business, but looking at her would help fill the void of her not being with me. The room has a modern fireplace and couches all around it. On my last trip here I slept in this room looking into her eyes until I fell asleep. She looked at her painting in awe. I can't believe you had a wall painted of my picture on it. Believe it. I cupped her face and kissed her slowly and passionately. I love this place. I can't wait for us to come spend a few days here. I'm glad you like it, baby, it's ours. Everything I own is yours too. I wrapped her in my arms again. And just say the word and we can come here. I love you and need you, she said in a low seductive voice. Show me, I demanded. Show me how much you need me. She didn't hesitate as she wrapped her arms around my neck, bring me down to her. She slid her tongue into my mouth, making me hard as a rock. I lost all focus. All I could feel was how turned on my woman was. I had to have her now. Hope. Seeing all the paintings he had of me made me want him. I couldn't help it, my body craved his touch. I moaned into his mouth as our tongues slid against each other. Bend over on that couch, he instructed as he licked his lips, and I did what I was told. He used his hands to ate me like I was his last meal. I couldn't help all the sounds that passed my lips, only to make him lose control. I heard him undo his belt and jeans, calmly taking his time while his mouth was latched onto me. I was going to explode. I love you, he said before slamming into me. I don't know what it was, but I felt shivers all over my body. The next thing I knew, he gripped me. I was seeing stars, again. "Shhh baby, I'll do it," he said with a smile as he took off his shirt. "Baby, you're great," he said through gritted teeth. I needed release. I got off him. He grabbed my arm. "Where are you going, baby?" "I want to bend over again," he smiled. "As you wish, bend over for me," he demanded. Then I think I found my favorite position. It's so deep this way. Hope. Today was our last day in Paris. We were supposed to be here until Sunday but ended up staying a few extra days. I was definitely going to miss our hotel suite right across the street from the Eiffel Tower. We had been to every shop, every restaurant, every event, and today all that would end. I have been caught by the raw but romantic vibe that Paris has to offer. I couldn't focus on anything but my mate and the magical city we were in. During the day we went out sightseeing, shopping, or just took long walks enjoying the crisp weather. We visited every tourist attraction known. We dined and danced at some of the most exquisite restaurants and bars. The Parisian is unlike any other restaurant in the world. It had the best gourmet food. I wore a different dress every night. The red backless dress that Zayn bought me was his favorite. The lingerie under it wasn't so bad either. At night we enjoyed each other. Zayn and I made love every night multiple times. I guess we were captivated by the romantic scenery, or maybe it was just us. Jenna was relaxed and enjoyed being with her mate, but she wanted to get out and I hadn't made my first shift. Zayn said that as soon as we got back he would help me through my first shift and we could let Hunter and Jenna out together. We had just finished breakfast when Zayn got a call from Alex. He kissed me on the forehead and got up. I started packing our things. We each had one small suitcase when we came, but we're leaving this enticing city with 4. So there I was getting our things ready to go back home. Zayn was still in the next room taking some calls. I had finished packing all our belongings when I heard him let out an angry growl followed by a loud sound of a thump. My heart dropped. I rushed inside where he was on his phone. The wooden table in the middle of the room had been broken into 2 and there were pieces of broken glass shattered on the floor around him from the crystal vase that sat elegantly on the table. When he turned to face me I saw pure fury in his eyes. I put my arm on his shoulder trying to calm him down a bit. "Hope, wait in the other room please," his voice stern. He ordered me like a little child. He didn't want me to know what was happening. What was he trying to hide from me? I wanted to glare at him and stay anyway, but I also knew when to test him and when not to, and right now was not the time to pick a fight with him. I turned around and left the room, closing the door behind me a little too loud. As soon as I shut the door I heard him speak. "We're leaving for the airport now. I want him locked away in the dungeon until I get back, then I'll deal with him," his voice raging with anger. I felt a shiver go down my spine. Who was he talking about? I wanted to calm him down and bring him back to me, but he told me to leave. Just as I finished packing and made sure we had all our things he came out. I glanced at him and turned back to what I was doing. "Is everything okay?" I asked in a low voice. He didn't answer right away. He just kept a steady gaze on me like he hadn't even heard me speak at all. I straightened up, coming a little closer to him. "Zayn, is everything okay?" I repeated. I couldn't help but notice how agitated Hunter was, which in turn upset Jenna. "Yes, everything's fine. Are you ready to leave?" "Yes," I said in a low voice. I picked up my small handbag and walked out. He carried up our bags and followed me. One security guard dealt with the mess Zayn made in our room and the other took our bags and escorted me to the car. I slid in all the way to get as far away from him as possible and just stared out the window. He brought me here for my birthday and it was amazing, only to be tainted on our way home. Zayn got in the back next to me and immediately took me by the waist, put me on his lap. I melted into him, putting my head in the crook of his neck. He didn't say anything, he just held me tight. I knew that whatever he was keeping from me at the moment had something to do with me, so I asked again. "What happened? What did Alex say to make you so angry?" He takes a deep breath and runs his hand through his hair. It's about Jason. My friend Jason, I questioned as I lifted my head. Yes, your so-called friend tried to hurt you, maybe even kill you. He would never do that. I sounded defensive and he didn't like it. And you know him so well, huh? Yes, I do. I've known him all my life. So has Emily. Ask her. He isn't capable of hurting me. Hope the bracelet that Jason gave you was enchanted. Alex had it checked. Jason had a witch put a spell on it. That's why you got sick when you wore it. He raised his voice a little too loud for my liking. I thought about it. Zane was right, but I was still convinced that there was something more. I remembered the night of the bonfire when Jason said he would always take care of me. He wouldn't try to hurt me deliberately, I'm sure. Please don't tell me you had him thrown in the dungeon. I ask, feeling a lump in my throat. Don't question me right now, Hope. Oh my goddess, I can't believe you. I climb off his lap and continue. He would never. He cuts me off. Enough. Don't yell at me like some child. I glared at him. He matched my glare, but his alpha aura forced me to back down. I have to help Jason and find out what's going on. The rest of the car ride to the airport is quiet. When we board his jet, he keeps himself busy with the pilot for a while. I was looking through my phone debating whether to call Jason or not. Zane would flip. Maybe I could call Eric and ask about him. I'm busy in my own head when Zane walks over calmly. You are not to talk to anyone about this. I keep forgetting about our mind link. I'll have to remember to shut him out when I'm thinking to myself. Zane, I'm trying to help you figure this out and to help my friend. I don't need help, I just need to keep you safe, he yells out. Jason is not dangerous, I yell back. We both stood in silence for a few seconds looking at each other. He attempted to come closer, but I sidestepped past him before he could touch me. He grabs hold of my hand and sighs. Lose the attitude, please. Attitude, I repeat sarcastically and pull back as far as he would let me. Sometime I wish I could punch him. Our flight back home went by pretty fast. I spent most of the time sleeping or just thinking. Zane was in his own world, but when I was asleep I felt him lay down next to me. It's late when we finally make it back to our pack. Zane had the driver stop for me to get out at my house. He walked inside with me carrying my bags. Mom and Dad were in their room sleeping but woke up when they heard us come in. They don't stay downstairs too long. Dad carried my bags up to my room before he went back to bed and Mom followed him. Start packing your things tomorrow. I'll send a few omegas to help you. He wanted me to pack for the move into our wing in the pack house. The air between us was tense. I couldn't believe this was the same person I was with in Paris. The same person who swooped me off my feet every night and made love to me for hours. Right now he was very dominant and tough with me. Today is Thursday. I have school tomorrow and I'd rather wait a few days before I start packing. Baby, please don't act like this. You need to rest tomorrow. I think you should go to school. I kept quiet. He sighs and brings his hand up to touch my face, but I move my head. He growls, turns my face towards him and kisses me. I want to push him away. I want to demand that he listens to me. But I don't. I part my lips for him, allowing him entrance. I know this is what he needs right now. Zane. Since Alex called me about the bracelet, I've been on edge until now. I reluctantly let her go before heading to the dungeon. I mind-linked Alex to meet me there. Please don't hurt him, she says through our mind link as I enter the cold dungeon. I'm going to wring his neck. He flinched when he saw me walk in. I walked straight to his cell. He bowed but didn't cower like most do. Are you trying to hurt her? No. I grab him out of the pathetic cell he was locked up in and throw him on the ground. Tell me everything or I will kill you, I snarled at him. Zane, I hear Hope call my name. What is she doing here? Hope. I couldn't just sit back knowing that Zane was about to interrogate Jason. He killed Crystal for planning to have me killed, so I knew that's what Jason's fate would be. As future Luna, the guards had no choice but to let me through to the dungeon, a subterranean part of our territory and pack only for the condemned. I had never been down here. The stairs were fatally deep and the walls dreary red brick. As I walked through the horrid and most loathsome place I had ever been, I picked up Zane's scent almost immediately. Like always, it relaxed me. I saw Zane throw Jason on the floor. Hope, go back home now, Zane shrilled out at me when I called out his name. Hope, it's what they think I know, that's what it looks like, but it's not, I swear. Alex knelt down by Jason. Who said you could talk? Zane rushed over to me. I told you to leave, go back home. I'm not leaving. I am the future Luna of this pack and you're going to listen to me. I walked over to Alex and turned my back to Jason. Let me talk to him please, I asked, looking at Zane. He is the alpha and I will always give him the respect he deserves, especially in front of pack members. Zane nodded. Jason, get up, I ordered. Zane stood next to me. I looked him straight in the eyes. We've known each other all our lives. You're my best friend, so I want you to tell me what's going on, because you haven't been yourself lately. Jason put his head down, then spoke. After the bonfire I hooked up with someone I regretted. Now she's in love with the alpha. I knew who he meant but kept my eyes locked on Jason's as he hesitated. Go on, I said. She wants to be his Luna. Zane takes my hand and when he feels me stiffen as Jenna growls. She wanted him to mark her as his mate and not you, so she had a witch put a spell on a bracelet and convinced me to give it to you for your birthday. My heart sank but I kept my composure as Jason continued. The bracelet would block your wolf and your mate's pull and eventually you would leave him, but I could tell how much you loved him even before you turned. You didn't need the mate pull. I knew you wouldn't leave him. And that he wouldn't let you leave him anyway. So you conspired with a witch to separate me from my mate. Zane has devious glint in his eyes. No, I never saw any witch. Who is this woman? I hadn't noticed Zane's dad come down here and stand behind us. He took a step forward. Stephanie, the Alpha's daughter of the Blue Moon Pack. I'm not surprised. Alpha says I think it's time we pay Alpha Edward a visit, he says, looking at Zane. We have put off confronting him long enough. The only reason I let her talk me into giving her the bracelet was she said that you and her are still seeing each other in secret. Jason looked at Zane. I only saw truth in his eyes. She said every time you went on a business trip you would go see her. I saw how much Hope missed you when you went away and I hated you for doing that to her, so I agreed. Zane folds his arms across his chest. That's not the only reason you agreed. Zane stares Jason down. I've had feelings for her ever since we were kids. His voice was low. She's everything I ever wanted, but out of respect for you, your family, the pack and myself, I would never ever cross that line. I only see her as a Luna now. I wasn't surprised by what Jason said. I always knew how he felt, but I only ever saw him as a friend. Hope, I'm sorry, I would never hurt you. I thought he was going behind your back and you don't deserve that. I hope you can forgive me and we can still be friends. I looked at him with no emotion at all. I honestly did not know what to say at this point. Zane. As Alpha I have to protect my Luna and my pack. Our Luna makes our pack stronger. If I sense any kind of danger to her or to the pack, I will abolish it immediately. I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself from tearing his eyes out. He tensed. You didn't handle things well. You should have been smart enough to come to me with this or to my father, but I understand why you didn't. I want you to remain inside the pack house. You are not to leave the mansion until I tell you. If I find out you left for any reason at all, I'll consider it a direct threat and you will be eliminated, meaning you cannot walk outside by the pool or the driveway for that matter. You are confined to the pack house until further notice. Do you understand? Yes, Alpha, he said. Your parents are pride to this pack. Your mother is one of the best trackers and your father was and still is one of the best warriors. I have a lot of respect for them both, and that's the only reason I'm not kicking you out this pack. Hope intertwined her fingers in mine. Alpha, there's something else you should know. What? When you were followed from the mall by rogues. Yeah, Hope puts her hand on my shoulder but stays quiet. Stephanie saw you both out at the mall. She had Kane follow you on your way back home. How do you know this? My father interjects. The night of your birthday party I went to see her. That's when she told me you were still seeing her. That's when she gave me the bracelet. When I agreed to give Hope the bracelet, she told me about Kane. He's the rogue clan leader who does the dirty work for her and her father. I'm going to kill her, Hope growls through our mind link. She's so adorable, but I don't doubt for a second that she could. When the time comes, I'll make sure you do, baby. Do you know anything about her brothers? I asked. All I know is that she has 2 brothers, but I've never met them. I never went to her pack. I hooked up with her the night she came here with Mandy and Carrie after the bonfire. She would call me to meet her at hotel. The last time I saw her was when she gave me the bracelet. I let him go as long as he stays in the pack house for now. I trust what he's said is true, but I can't take any risks at this point. Before Alex went up to the pack house, he told Hope that she is going to make a great Luna and that I'm lucky to have her. I felt so proud of my baby. She followed her instincts today. I took Hope's hand and lead her out the dungeon. As we walk by the rogue that I still have alive, he watched her a little too long. What are you looking? He cowers back. Zane, come, let's go have a drink in the family room. His time will come, my father says. Hope, come join us. Maria is there. She was already on her 2nd glass of wine when I left. I take my baby's hand and walk up the stairs and out the dungeon. We'll be right there, I called out to my father as he walked ahead into the family room. I took Hope into my office. Being alone with her helped me calm down. I took her hands in mine. Baby, I'm sorry you had to go through this because of that, and I'm sorry I should have trusted your instinct about Jason. I will never doubt you again. I acted like a crazy. I love you, and the thought of someone scheming to take you away from me drives me mad. I look at her beautiful face, waiting for a sign that she's not angry with me anymore. You had me at baby. She wraps her arms around my neck. I cupped her face and kissed her. Her warm mouth tasted sinfully good. We followed my father into the family room. I know Hope likes that room a lot, which is why I'm having a replica of it made in our private wing. She sat down next to my mother while I poured her a glass of wine and myself whiskey. I filled in my father about a plan to take down the Blue Moon Pack. Whether Edward wanted Hope for his son or not, we were still going to war with him because of the attack on us and because he is dabbling with witches and rogues. I watched Hope talk to my mother about our trip. I watched her mouth move as she spoke and how her legs were crossed so elegantly. I remembered how she defended her friend and never backed down for a minute. She showed all the qualities of a Luna tonight. I felt so calm, but I had a feeling it wouldn't last long. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.